Hello and welcome to FinextraTV. I'm Liam Xavier and you join us at a busy Money 2020 in Amsterdam to talk about geopolitics and its impact on global trade. To help me in that conversation is Bill Deng of XTransfer. Welcome, Bill.
Hello.
How are you doing here?
Yeah, I'm good. I like it here.
Perfect, wonderful. So I've said it a little bit there. We're in a time of heightened geopolitical tension with a lot of macroeconomic uncertainties there. What impact have you seen this have on global trade?
Yeah, so specifically, it's the tariff war. So we have been covering this topic actually with so many people. Yeah, but actually we are kind of more optimistic because we are seeing the volume. Even the number coming from the US is staying, steady. Like, so we don't see any, quite quick declining. So I think it's a good news. But I think we should look at this issue from a holistic view. Because on one hand, we see negative news about tariff wars, right? But on the other hand, what we see is something still very positive, that we see the new drivers are appearing. I mean, the new technology, for example, the fintech, we have been able to decrease the cost of payment in international trade from 5% to 0.5%, right? So this is a positive driver to keep the costs of international trade lower, right? But actually, on the other hand, we see the digitalization is not only happening on fintech, but also on every corner of the economics. So especially when we compare the before COVID and after COVID, so we see the digitalization actually globally has been deepening so dramatically. So this helps to people get connected more closely. So, this helps to accelerate the trade as well. So on the one hand, we see some negative news, but on the other hand, we believe the positive ones are more powerful. So we are quite optimistic that we can say trade is unstoppable. So in the next few years, we'll still see the global trade will be growing, maybe much faster than the average growth rate of the economics of the global economics. So we do believe this is something will happen, because still people on this event, Money 2020, and also our clients, exporters, importers from around the world, they are just making the global trade easier and easier. They are leveraging all the tools they may have on hand. They are also keen to learn about new solutions to create better value, to not only decrease the cost, but also to improve their quality. So improve their speed of delivery, right? On the other hand, we believe actually we are talking about the supply chain in China, the supply chain in EU, in the UK. But actually, from my perspective, we don't believe there is a supply chain like from where. There is only one supply chain on the earth. It's the global supply chain. Take the China supply chain, for example. China has been buying a lot of petroleum, all these commodities, right? And ship it to China and then manufacture the goods, and also use those petroleums to create electricity. So the supply chain is actually just one part of the global supply chain. So there is only one single global supply chain. So anybody who tries to be cut itself or some others from this global supply chain, eventually I think this will not work. They will face the pushbacks by many forces, I believe.
So if we think about that as a more optimistic view, it's a driver towards innovation, perhaps. If we think about the past, some of the concerns we've had in different conversations have been around people not being able to predict as much, people not being able to plan. Do you think that's in the past now? Do you think it's more about being reactive?
Reactive. It could be reactive, but people then they are trying to react to potential issues in the most efficient way, right? So on the one hand, they are dealing with their daily challenges. On the other hand, they're always talking about what will happen in the future. So at least, the most important thing is to mentally get prepared, and then they will be able to utilize all the resources, right? So, but okay, the most important thing is that the trend is there. Nobody could go against the trend. The trend is to still, have more trade. So what they do to facilitate the trade, anyway, it will, their resources allocated will have much return, right? So that it's, yeah.
So am I right in thinking that, if we think about some of these issues that you have with tariffs and geopolitical tensions in general, some of the bigger companies are probably better at adapting to these, but what are the challenges for smaller companies with perhaps less capacity and less money?
Yeah, on the contrary, you know what? Actually, just share with you a case. You know what, when COVID just happened during the January of 2020, the China's export suddenly stopped. You know what, the larger companies, they have to stop because they are not able to adapt to this, sudden change immediately. But SMEs, for example, many those, even those smallest companies, they are being very flexible. They talk to different logistic companies in different cities. They try ways to ship the goods outside of China during the first several weeks after the COVID was break out. So actually we see SME they become a cushion to face these challenges caused by these geopolitical tensions. They are more flexible. For example, they are also they are also building re-exporting capabilities. So they are acting faster than the large corporations. So this is something amazing about SME.
There's almost that added agility that they have of being small and nimble. Almost. Great.
Because right now they may fly to different countries. Just buying a ticket, it's easy, right? They talk to different people. They are the boss of their company, so that they could make decision quickly. Once they decide there is an opportunity there, they get it done. Immediately. That's why they are really the cushion to counter these tariff wars, these geopolitical tension cause issues.
Well, thanks for joining us. It's been fascinating speaking to you, and I'll let you get back to the event.
Thank you.